What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Only your real friends are there for you when you're down, the old adage goes. And, well, Vivek Ramaswamy has been there for Donald Trump. Is he a real friend of Donald Trump? Well, there's a lot of backstabbing rhinos out there. Vivek has been front and center saying he would pardon Trump, setting forth a plan to get rid of the deep state and the super state, getting rid of the tools and the weaponization inside of our government. Vivek has been up in that grill. When Donald Trump was arraigned in Miami, Vivek was outside of the courthouse. No other Republican candidate, there's like 200 of them, no other Republican candidate was outside of the courthouse. Nobody else has called for the pardoning of President Trump. And, well, Vivek is getting a little Christmas present early this year. A poll is out from Kaplan Strategies, very respected poll group here, showing that Vivek and Ron DeSantis are now officially tied in the presidential race, with backstabbers or neocons Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, and Tim Scott, and Chris Christie all muddling down in the barely a percent, 5%, 4%, 3%, Asa Hutchinson, 1%. Who are those people? I'd love to meet the Asa Hutchinson voter. Who exactly is that? Now, Ramaswamy tied officially with DeSantis. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. This is a big deal. Vivek is on the rise, and the way he has done that has been to be a friend to the MAGA movement, to walk alongside Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump is his rival, and to be somebody who is very personable on the campaign trail. I got to tell you, I've spent some time with Vivek. He's like a deeply cool dude. He was walking around like a rock star in Palm Beach at the Turning Point Summit, and I've gone to the utter depths with him in Kensington into Zombie Town. And so very interesting times here, man. Vivek Ramaswamy catches Ron DeSantis in tie for second place in a new poll. The new poll shows that Ramaswamy is surging. This is certainly an interesting time to be alive and a very interesting time to cover American politics. I think very, very few people would have predicted this when they both entered the race. Although the smart people were predicting this a couple of weeks ago. We were all laughed at. No one's laughing now. And let's say that they put Donald Trump in prison, or they do some type of shenanigans to make sure that Donald Trump can physically keep Donald Trump from the ballot. I think that Vivek becomes immediately the heir to camp, so to speak. Very interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. Anti-woke businessman Vivek Ramaswamy moved to second place in Ohio's Republican primary race. This is from Breitbart. This is a different poll. This shows that he is now solidly ahead in Ohio, the all-important Ohio. This from Ohio Northern University, of course, just polling Ohio. So Ramaswamy now sort of marching ahead of DeSantis, but Trump still holds down 64%. Vivek also lives in Ohio, it's worth noting, so there's a little bit of home field advantage there. Just a monster poll here. It's just hard to explain. Like, this guy came out of nowhere. Did a number of Fox News hits, obviously did a lot of barnstorming through the country. I know ladies in like little book clubs in the Midwest with like 6 little old ladies that would have their book clubs, and Vivek would show up to like talk with them. The guy's taking this very, very seriously and doing it right. Vivek is officially in second place. Cernovich, sort of spiking the football here. Cernovich has been on my show saying this guy has a very, very bright future, and he's very, very smart. He's running the campaign that Ron DeSantis could have run. Everything DeSantis' campaign promised, Candace Owens says, is what Vivek actually is. He's running a classy campaign and earning the respect by giving respect to Trump supporters. Man, that is true. Without a doubt, DeSantis failed because of his influencer and comms team, who are making some very critical errors, I would argue. One of the smartest things that Vivek has done as of late has been to call for the pardoning of President Trump, especially on the eve of this new indictment that has dropped. Donald Trump will be in court tomorrow. Vivek Ramaswamy was up with a video undoubtedly pre-recorded, talking about how dangerous this is. He echoed that on a Twitter Spaces with Elon Musk earlier, and what he's going to do about it. This is what the people want. Watch.
It's another sad moment in our country's history. The 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, has yet again been indicted by the Biden DOJ, a political party in power that is now repeatedly using police force to indict and arrest and potentially eliminate its political opponents from competition. This is a politicized prosecution. It is a political persecution through prosecution, now in a third indictment just in a matter of months against the person who is still at present the lead contender in the Republican primary for U.S. president. I want to be very clear. I am running for U.S. president in that same Republican primary. It would be easier for me if Donald Trump were eliminated from competition. That's not how I want to win. This is not about politics to me. This is about first principles. We do not want to become a country where the party in power is able to use banana republic-like tactics to eliminate its political opponents. Yet I'm sad to say that's exactly where we are. The allegations in this indictment fall flat. It is wrong and incorrect and inaccurate to place blame for what happened on January 6th at the feet of Donald Trump. I said this at the time. I've said it ever since then. I continue to say it today. I would not have made the same judgments that Donald Trump did in how he handled that day. But that's different from saying that he committed a crime. He did not. He specifically told the protesters that day to behave peacefully. The First Amendment in this country gives political protesters the ability to express themselves and their opinions freely. Donald Trump was not responsible for what happened on January 6th. You want to know what was responsible? I said this in the days after January 6, 2021, just as I say it today. Systematic, pervasive censorship in this country. That was after a year where we had told people across this nation that you had to stay locked down in your house, in your basement, and shut up, sit down, do as you're told. If you question that, you're racist, you're anti-science, your social media accounts were silenced. You had to stay home and lock down unless you were part of BLM or Antifa, in which case it was perfectly fine to roam the streets of this country and burn many of them down. That was the double standard that then applied and said that if you said the virus originated in a lab in Wuhan, you were again a racist and had your internet accounts shut down. You were then told you had an election where you could express yourself to put the right person in charge of fixing these problems, and instead, your accounts were suppressed if you sent a mere message saying that the Hunter Biden laptop story from the New York Post was real. You had your accounts locked. Even the New York Post had its own account locked. And if you repeatedly then tell people they cannot speak, that is when they scream. If you repeatedly tell people they cannot scream, that is when they tear things down. And I think we are making a grave mistake in this country by trying to pin the blame for that at the feet of one man. If we refuse to learn our mistakes from our mistakes in the past, we are doomed to suffer an even worse fate in the future. I worry that will create a country where January 6, 2021 was a friendly parley compared to what's actually to come. I'm running for president to make sure we don't march towards some kind of national divorce. But the first and most important step that we as candidates can take in this race is to speak and speak forcefully on the side of principle, to say that even if we're competing against Donald Trump, as I am, I do not want to see him eliminated from competition using these politicized tactics. It is wrong for our country. It is wrong for our future. I call on my fellow candidates to condemn it, and I call on President Biden to do the right thing and drop these politicized charges. That's going to be a first step towards uniting our country.